Hello, hello. I see we already have a couple wonderful members joining. Just gonna probably wait a couple of minutes to let people jump on. Hi, Mary. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Amina. Nice to see you all. Hi, Jen. Welcome. Just gonna let a couple more people join us. Let's see. I would love to hear where everyone is tuning in from today. Tell us where you're tuning in from and what the weather's like. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lauren. I'm the Director of Brand Partnerships at Wanderful. I live in Bogota, Colombia, and today it was sunny this morning. It's a little cloudy now, but we got Boston, 50s and sunny. Yorkshire, England, weather is fine. Sunny Washington, D.C., a bit rainy in Dallas. Oh, I see several people typing. Orange County, California, cool and cloudy today. I didn't expect that from Orange County, Olivia. New York is sunny and warm. Ooh, Indiana, 80 degrees and sunny. I want that. I would like that, Jamie. Okay, cool. So there's a couple of us on here. I'm sure some more people will pop in as the minutes go by, but let's go ahead and get started because we have 30 minutes today. Very excited. We have a extra special guest. We have Sonali Karmarkar. She's the head of content and community at YouTube, specifically YouTube Shorts. I'll let her give you the full background, but not only are we excited to have her here today, but Sonali and the YouTube Shorts team is actually partnering up with us on some really fun upcoming stuff. So first and foremost, for those of you, actually, I'd love to hear in the chat who's coming to WITS downtown New York City this year. YouTube Shorts is going to be there. Sonali's taking the main stage, telling us all that's going on in the YouTube Shorts world. So very excited to have her involved. So they're going to have a pretty big presence at WITS this year. And then also, they're joining us for quarterly mastermind sessions. So basically, you're going to have this really cool access to Sonali, to what's going on in the YouTube Shorts world. How can we use it better as creators and entrepreneurs? So without further ado, I'm going to invite her on, and she's going to tell us all about it. Let's see here. Invite as speaker. So we'll give her a minute to pop on. But if you saw in the invite to this particular event, kind of goes through what we're kind of going to be talking over, getting the inside scoop on, our new partnership with YouTube Shorts, what you can kind of expect from joining us, on a quarterly basis. Oh, here she is. Hi, Sonali. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
We're so happy to have you. Obviously, you and I have connected a couple of times in the past in preparation for all of this, but we're so grateful to have you, have YouTube Shorts involved. I'm so excited to learn more from you and kind of what's going on in the YouTube Shorts universe. So before we get kind of into everything today, would you just mind giving everyone a little background on you? I know you recently changed positions, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And I'll just let you kind of explain a little bit more about you.
Absolutely. So I am Sonali Karmarkar. I'm currently the head of content and community for YouTube Shopping. And background about me, I came onto YouTube when we launched Shorts and in 2021, and we were building our Shorts creator community and really figuring out who is this new type of creator, how are we making the most of short form content on YouTube. And it's been an amazing journey these past 4 years. We have a very robust creator community around the world. Shorts has come such a far way, and it's really such a destination to unlock creativity, which I'll go into today. And then outside my time at YouTube and Google, which I've been at for 10 years, I also am the founder of Swali, a hand-painted silk hair accessories brand. So I can empathize with all of you as creators and entrepreneurs. I know the struggles and successes that come with it. And I'm super excited today to dive into all things shorts.
Amazing. I love how you have the perspective from really both sides. So we're very grateful to have you. Before we dive into everything, I just want to say to everybody on the chat, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We're going to hold a little bit of time at the end to just do a little quick Q&A. But Sonali's going to take over. Is it letting you share your screen? Do you have a little button at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, looks great. So I will hand it over to you to dive right in.
Amazing. So today we're talking all about YouTube Shorts, and I already introed myself. My name is Sonali Karmarkar. I'm the head of content community at YouTube Shopping, and I really led our charge in building our Shorts creator community over these past 4 years. So when we talk about YouTube Shorts, it's a big deal. We're seeing immense scale with over 2 billion monthly logged in users, over 70 billion daily views globally, with over 50% of channels uploading shorts. So with shorts, we really are seeing this enable you to take your creativity to the next level, where shorts is focusing on storytelling. We have really easy, lightweight creation tools to take away the stress of editing and allow you to express your creativity through an entirely new lens. And Shorts is a great place to build a new audience. We're seeing over 2 billion YouTube logged in users watching Shorts each month. And this is a great way to get your content on all these eyeballs. And Shorts is offering more ways to learn. So we recently brought ad revenue, fan funding, and shopping to Shorts, which really enables you to double down on this revenue model. And since we've introduced revenue sharing on Shorts over a year ago, we're seeing more than 25% of channels in the YouTube Partner Program are now earning through this revenue stream. So now let's talk about creation. So with Shorts, we have really great creation tools right within the YouTube app, where you click on the Shorts icon and it'll take you to the Shorts camera, where you can film right in app with access to tools such as trimming and editing, a robust music and sound library, text to speech, effects, text and captions, and your ability to remix existing content. So when we talk about remix, the power of YouTube is we have a huge repository of content. As some of you may have seen, YouTube just turned 20 years old yesterday. So if you think of the amount of content that's on the platform, when thinking about remixing, this is a great way to think about how can you look at perhaps your favorite creator's vlog or your favorite music video and remix it and add your own spin and join the conversation. And then clipping down long form videos to shorts. So for those of you who have been on YouTube for a long time and have a lot of long form content, we have a great feature where you can edit your long form videos into a short, which helps you turn your existing long form videos into snackable shorts and reach a new audience. We've also seen a lot of creators in the community use this tool for new content. When they're creating a long form video, they'll side by side cut down shorts from it to reach a new audience, get their content in front of new eyes, and reel them in to excite them to continue watching the related long form video. And Shorts enables you to also schedule out your posting. So like with most things, the more consistently you do it, the more you can grow, the more you can build your audience. So we have really great scheduling features to enable you to maximize your efficiency based on what works best for you. So if you batch your content, perhaps Saturday and Sunday are your filming days, Monday is your content planning day, you can schedule out your shorts perhaps once a week, multiple times a week for the next month, so you don't have to worry about it and you're consistently showing up for your audience. And YouTube Create. So we recently launched a standalone editing app for Shorts called YouTube Create app, which is currently available on Android. And this gives more robust editing features, including voiceover, audio cleanup, beat detection, font library filters, and more. So now that we've talked about editing, how can you find your voice on shorts? So when thinking about developing your content strategy, a good first step is to take a step back and think about what is your goal? And this can help you think about how can you think about talking about something that you're passionate about, where your authenticity will really flow and resonate with your audience. And don't be afraid to try something new or perhaps even a new niche. Shorts we've seen is really great for experimentation and testing out new content styles and new niches and really seeing how you can balance your passion with what works well for your audience. And then thinking about how can you use repeatable formats to be really sustainable. So when we say formats, these are styles of videos that have similar editing or context and that can be repeated over a period of time. So what a format isn't is a trend. When we talk about trends, these are time-bound videos often linked to a song that have a very clear structure. A format is more a template for you to create content in a way that you can repeat it over time. So diving a little deeper into format inspiration, 5 major formats that we see are hacks, relatability, gamification, storytelling, and music memes. So for hacks, these are those solutions that you find to problems that people perhaps didn't even know they have. So here in the example, we see Vivacious Honey showing hacks for bra straps. And when we talk about relatability, these are those moments that make people feel like we've all been there. And it creates this camaraderie amongst you and your audience for these seemingly personal experiences that are pretty universally appealing. So here as the example, that feeling when you have a homework assignment due the next day. And then gamification. So this is a trend where, or rather a format where you have the same actors, usually it's the same amount of people, and there's some sort of challenge that you're doing, and your audience is excited to watch until the end to see who wins the challenge and how does it get resolved. So this also helps increase retention to excite people to want to watch until the end. And storytelling, we all love a good story, and this is really bringing your audience along the ride of a hook, a climax, and a resolution, which also increases retention. And then lastly, music memes. These are thinking about how you can create those relatable moments to music. Many of times you can do multiple different memes to the same song. And when thinking about your style and thinking about consistency, don't let consistency limit you creatively. You can think about how can you let your tone or style of your content help guide and inform your storytelling without stunting your creativity. And when thinking about posting cadence, we always say, how can you strike the balance between consistency, sustainability, and relation to other formats? So thinking about over a period of time, what feels right to you to consistently show up for your audience? Is it posting a short every day? Is it posting a short a couple of times per week? And if you're a creator who also posts long form, how are you balancing the number of long form content you post with your shorts? And really thinking about how can you think about a cadence where you don't compromise quality for quantity. So now diving into creation best practices, some things we're seeing that work really well for shorts. First, start with packaging. So when we think about packaging for shorts, we always say focus your energy on titles and hashtags. These are a great place to set your expectations and add suspense to a video, like things you'll never believe what happened or hashtag style hacks, and thinking about how you can really pique your audience's curiosity, many of whom will be new to your content, discovering your content on the shorts tab, thinking about how can you reel them in and excite them to want to watch. And for shorts, we say that thumbnails don't really matter given the majority of your audience will find your content on the shorts tab, where instead of seeing a thumbnail, they will watch those first few seconds of your video. And so it's more important to invest in that hook of how you can really pique that curiosity and excite your audience to continue watching your short. And then thinking about how can you create a visual intrigue for global appeal. So one thing about YouTube is that it is incredibly global. So when thinking about reaching a global audience, how can you lead with visuals for your story in these universally understandable moments that transcend across cultures and languages? So thinking about how language agnostic content has broader reach, and perhaps you lead with visuals, but you use language as added context, but the visuals is the core content. So one example on the left, you see a typical get ready with me before work. This is a universally understandable type of scenario where you're really leading with the products and the ritual of getting ready. And even if you have text that supplements, someone from a different country speaking a different language can generally understand what's happening in the video. And then ignite emotion with storytelling. So the core of most content, whether bite-sized, short, or feature film, is good storytelling. And a well-crafted narrative draws the audience in, sparks curiosity, evokes empathy, and leaves a lasting impression. So when thinking about storytelling, we talk about the twin pillars being the hook to draw your audience in and the momentum to excite them to watch the short until the end. So when thinking about the hook, I mentioned this earlier, these are the first 1 to 3 seconds of the short, which determines whether a viewer will continue watching or will swipe away in the feed. So when crafting your hook, we see 3 ways that really work. So the first is asking a question. This really piques the audience's curiosity, makes them want to see how the question is answered. The second is starting with action. So you dive right in to whatever you're doing. In this example, it's 5 a.m. for a mom of 12, showing how she starts her morning. And then the cliffhanger. So this, such as the example, I accidentally started streaming, makes people want to see, okay, what happened then? How does this get resolved? And then momentum. So once you have the viewer's attention, how can you hold onto it? And the momentum aims to hold the viewer's attention through the duration of the short. And when we think about momentum, 3 key ways to keep momentum that we see include storytelling, where you have a clear arc, bringing your viewer from the hook to the climax to the resolution for the viewer to want to see how the story ends and how it gets resolved. Gamification that I touched upon earlier, this is some sort of challenge or game where the viewer wants to see who wins, how does it get solved. And then editing styles. So having really robust, fun editing to keep the visual momentum and intrigue for people to want to watch until the end. And then conversation and engagement. So conversation connects people. And when thinking about creating your shorts, it's also how can you drive engagement and conversation with your audience? So a really funny example is hot takes or explaining why you prefer dogs or cats to get people really personally invested in your content. And all of this can serve to encourage engagement and discussion among your audience, which continually brings new people back to your shorts and keeps that conversation going. So some examples to get viewers engaged are a hot take. So these are those divisive POVs where people get really heated in one way or the other. So this example from KDU is what your college major would wear to school. And then the second is asking a question. So this directly invokes your audience to want to respond and want to share. And by replying to a comment with a short, you also make your audience feel heard. And this drives further engagement in future shorts. And then lastly, what this does is it brings eyes back to your highest piece of engaged content and drives that viewership to the new short. So this is a great strategy to engage your viewer and drive interaction for that new piece of content. And then content linking. So for those of you who post both long form and shorts, a great thing to think about is how you can link related content. So for example, you see here, there's a related long form video, which is a vlog style, and a short that has related content to that vlog. So this is a great way to use that short to hook in new audience. And for those who are excited to continue watching, they can click the link and watch the full long form. So for those of you travel creators who are creating those robust travel vlogs, think about how you can create related shorts almost as your hook to get that new audience engaged and want them to watch your full vlog. So now discovery and performance. So for shorts, we have what we call a feed-driven discovery, where the shorts audience watches more content in less time, meaning they're endlessly scrolling on that shorts tab. And what this does is it facilitates the discovery of new content. And for creators, this is a great opportunity for exposure to get new eyes on your content. And what we say is shorts is a new paradigm where the algorithm that powers shorts is adapted to the ever-evolving behaviors of short form video users. And for surfacing shorts, basically what this means is the algorithm follows the audience, meaning that recommendations are driven by audience signals that help us understand if we are matching the right viewers to the shorts they will enjoy. And then review the data. So for you as creators, the best tool you have is your YouTube analytics that helps you make data-led decisions about your content strategy. Look to the content types you can segment by shorts, videos, live. See what are your top performing shorts and what are the commonalities between those top performing shorts. Maybe it's a title you used, maybe it's a hashtag you used, maybe it's a type of format you use, perhaps maybe storytelling really performs well for your audience. And how can you replicate these successes for future content to really dive into what you're seeing resonates with your audience? So I know I just went over a lot of content. I think we have a few minutes for questions.
Yes, that was wonderful. We do already have a couple of questions in the chat, and I have some of my own, so I'll hold mine and go to the chat. So Damaris wrote, I have a few questions. What's the minimum or max length for shorts we should be thinking about?
Yes, so for minimum, there is no minimum. We've seen creators across the board thrive at both shorter shorts, thinking about under 15 seconds, under 10 seconds, and longer shorts. So when identifying what your, I guess, optimal shorts length is, what I would do is test different lengths of shorts, maybe for a month, 2 months, and see what performs well with your audience. And as for maximum of shorts, what's really exciting is we recently launched 3-minute shorts. So now you can create those longer shorts if you felt a minute was a little bit too tight.
Okay, amazing. And let's see, can you have more, I think I know the answer. Can you have more shorts than long form?
Absolutely. Usually most people do have more shorts than long form just by the nature of which it is to create. Long form is a lengthier piece of content. It usually involves more investment by you, the creator. So a lot of creators we've seen have many more shorts than long form, and that's absolutely okay.
Okay, amazing. And I love this one because you had talked about it a little bit, but can you go a little bit more into shorts and the kind of impact that you can have in terms of monetization, like what especially travel content creators can think about in terms of like, you know, you're talking about the shopping piece to it. Yeah, if you can speak to that a little bit.
Absolutely. So the first step is getting monetized. So what's really exciting for those of you who perhaps aren't part of our YouTube partner program yet and aren't monetized, we launched a new avenue to get monetized purely through creating shorts, where historically it was only available through long form. And now for those of you who are already monetized, you can think of shorts as another avenue to gain more money, where you can monetize via the ad share revenue. And we talked about some alternative monetization options, such as shopping. So when we talk about shopping, This is our affiliate program where you can tag products. So for those of you who are travel creators, I'm sure you're showing the products you travel with, things that you have on you. Tag those. I'm sure you're already getting questions from your audience of, oh, what's that suitcase you have? Or what are those travel size beauty items that you have? You can use shopping to tag them where you'll earn commission when users shop from you. And specifically for shorts, there's no ability to link in shorts. So shopping is the only way you can tag products and earn affiliate commission.
And do you need any sort of like a specific amount of reach, or we're talking about that path to monetization for the affiliate program, or can you be kind of just starting out and you can use that shopping feature?
Yeah, so for shopping, you do need to be part of our YouTube partner program that goes for all types of monetization. You need to have at least 10,000 subscribers, and currently it's limited to the US.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about getting, like, what is that path to getting, is it just the 10,000 subscribers, or is there other like factors that people need to think about?
Yes, so for shopping specifically, it's once you're part of the YPP program, then you can monetize through shopping. There are certain things that are very edge cases, like if you have a music channel, you can't monetize. And for getting part of the YPP program, the overview to get on path is you need at least 1,000 subscribers, and you can either have 4,000 public watch hours, which was our old path for monetization, or you can have 10 million public shorts views within the last 90 days. And do I have access to the chat? I don't think so, but I can send you our Help Center article, which outlines the paths to monetization.
Do you see it might be on the right side of your screen.
Oh,
you see like a little panel? Perfect.
Yes, let me ping this Help Center article in the chat.
That would be great. And we can probably put that in the hub as well when we post the recording of this, so people can look into that a little bit more. Jen has a question. Is there an easy way to transfer videos previously posted to other platforms into Shorts?
Yeah, so you can download your short form content from other platforms and just post it in Shorts. As long as it doesn't have watermarks or anything like that, we always suggest that as your first launch pad to ramp up your content on Shorts, and that's absolutely okay.
Okay, perfect. And then, great. We just have a little comment here. Thank you for taking my questions and sharing this link. I'm looking forward to the replay of this mastermind. So many great nuggets. It'll have watermarks, I believe, when you download from other platforms. But can't you, if you made it on your phone through, not through the platform, you can just use that video, correct?
Correct. And I believe there are apps out there that can take the watermark out if you look it up as well.
Okay, great. I see Taima writing a question in our final couple minutes here. If we have any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I was just going to see if I had a question for you. Oh, when you were talking about hashtags, do you have any resources on the best way for our creators to be researching the best hashtags to use on YouTube Shorts?
So we don't have external resources because hashtag depends so inherently on your content and how your audience sees you. So I would do a few things. One, test out different hashtags for your content. And this can include how broad the hashtag is, how narrow it is, how many hashtags you're using to see what performs best for you. Other things you can do is perhaps you have another content creator that you look up to in your niche, see what their hashtag strategy is, try to evaluate that. And then a third thing is using Google Trends. You can see in your content, in your niche, what are certain keywords and topics that are really popping off right now, and how can you join those trending moments?
Perfect. Well, I think that's all the questions. I think I didn't miss anything. Please feel free to type in there if I did miss something. Maybe we can get to it later, but we're right at 11:30. Sonali, thank you so much for your time today. This is awesome. We're so excited to have you part of the Wanderful universe. We're excited to see you in New York really, really soon, less than a month. So everybody gear up for WITS. Have any extra questions you have ready. And yeah, thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and super excited about the upcoming WITS event and excited to meet a lot of you in person.
Awesome. Well, we will see you in downtown New York City, and everybody here, I will be posting this recording in the hub so you can rewatch for all those little nuggets like Damara said. So thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.